Pronouncing that right. Comes in this little case.
You can't get to me, bacteria and viruses.
It's finally time to pack for my South Korea trip. I'm actually going to be in South Korea for well over a month, and we're also going to Japan. We're gonna do Osaka and Kyoto, and we are so excited! But I didn't want to make a packing video about the essentials that everyone probably packs, like clothes, shoes, toiletries. I thought it'd be interesting to point out some things I'm making sure I pack outside of the usual necessities. So I thought it'd be interesting to share some of the things that my husband and I have been talking about to make sure we got before this trip, or just to make sure that we're packing. Okay, so let's just start off with some of the things that I wanted to make sure I pack for this trip. First is the adapter for outlets. This one my husband actually gave me, and it's really interesting because like all these different kinds for different regions. I believe for Korea, it's this one, I think. Watch me be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's this. Next up is coin organizers. Interesting, right? So I'll show you a couple versions. He bought this pack off of Temu or something, I think. So essentially, this is actually, he heard, more useful for Japan, but I think it'll also be useful for Korea. We'll see. We don't know exactly how much cash we'll be ending up using with street vendors and things like that, because mostly people are accepting credit cards now. But in Japan, I heard you use a lot more coins, which could be the case in South Korea. So these two interesting. This one essentially has a slot for your different coins. And then there's this other version, which is really cool, and it's like a case. And then you open it, and then you put the coins in right here, like in all these. So then you can just use this as like a coin organizer, keep it in your purse, just because coins are annoying to deal with in your wallets. And nowadays I feel like everyone has card holders. So anyway, we wanted to make sure to get this. This is actually my favorite neck pillow. I feel like there's so many different versions of travel neck pillows out there now, but this gets pretty compact. I believe this was on Amazon, and you open it up and it's shaped like this. And it's super cushy, super soft, and it wraps around like this, but it almost looks like a neck cast. What is that called? I don't even remember. But it's like, you're just so supported. This I feel like is a must, obviously for long extended flights. Okay, next up is the Kindle. I don't think this is gonna be much of a reading trip. Like if I was going on a beach or just a very relaxing trip, I would be more excited about this. I'm actually not 100% sure if I'm even gonna take it, because I mean, it's light and it's small, but it's just another thing that I have to make sure I don't forget, because I don't know if this is gonna be a reading trip, but this is kind of on my maybe for obvious reasons. Next on my list is a portable charger. I feel like portable chargers just aren't as big of a thing in the States, mainly because so many people drive around, you have a charger in your car. But in South Korea, I feel like once you leave home, this notion of like coming back home, going out isn't as big. I feel like once people leave the house, you're out for a pretty big chunk of the day. I feel like just having a portable charger around, just so that you can make sure your gadgets, your phone, your whatever can be fully charged and doesn't die on you while you're out traveling, is pretty important. So a portable charger. Comfy walking shoes. These are the brand Solomon. And as you can tell, I've already been wearing these quite a bit. Really important for Asia that you get some really comfortable walking shoes, because you're gonna be walking around quite a bit. And for us who live in the States who don't walk as much, who mainly drive around, you'll recognize very quickly the shoes that you thought you were comfy and you could walk around like aren't as comfy. So walking comfy shoes is a big deal. So it is spring right now in South Korea, which means it's still kind of chilly. Like it's not warm weather just yet. So I think I don't want to take a coat or a big puffy jacket. I do have a couple like thin sweaters, but I thought for like a light jacket that'll still keep me warm, like a baggy jean jacket would do the job. So I feel like I take this jacket on all my trips. So I pack pretty light. Like I don't like to pack a ton of different options for everything. I know once I'm there, I might regret it, but it's just how my mind works. So I'm not taking a number of purses. I'm actually not even really gonna take an official purse because there's so many cute bags in South Korea. So I'm sure I'll buy a cute bag when I'm there. But in the time being, I did just want to carry a nice tote. This is from Seoul Athletic Club. They sent this to me. Thank you. It's super cute, and I like that it's beautiful green. So I'm just gonna take this one to South Korea and use it as my purse. And then I'll probably look for a nice purse or purses while I'm there. Next up on my list is a sun stick. So this is from Isntree. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. But I feel like I'm gonna be out all day in South Korea. We're gonna be walking around, out and about. So I wanna make sure my skin stays protected. And I've been seeing all those things about how sunscreen actually only lasts about like 2 to 3 hours. So I wanna make sure I carry this around. And if when I do remember to reapply in the middle of the day or in the afternoon, that I do so. Okay, this one is for the ladies. So I am packing a menstrual cup. I don't use it all the time, not so much when I'm home, but I think when you're traveling, it does become much more useful. I am going to also take a rinse, like a soap for menstrual cups, that I'm gonna make sure I keep it clean. Since I will be going for more than a month, there'll probably be a week where Aunt Flo comes, so I'll make sure to take my menstrual cup. Okay, this next portion of the list, I wanted to specify and dedicate it to my husband because these are his things. Not so much that it's for a man, but it's just how his mind works. He just loves to have little gadgets for every type of situation. But I thought it'd be useful, and I figured, oh, this might be helpful for someone who's planning on traveling somewhere. So he always likes to have a portable blanket. So essentially, I'll show you, it comes in this little case that looks like this. And then you open it, and the case is attached. And it's not necessarily to keep you warm. This is a portable picnic blanket, if you will. So it comes out really big like this. Like, look how big this is. And this is for any time you find yourself in a beautiful park or just an outdoor area where you'd like to sit and actually enjoy and appreciate. It even comes with little stakes. Like, it's like in here, you can stake it on the ground. But this has actually really come in handy. We've used it in New York, we've used it in Germany. He was like, we'll probably use it in Japan. Maybe we'll go to the Hangang in Korea. We can just sit out, enjoy the view. He's very proud of this purchase because we have used it pretty well. All back into its little case, and we're back in business. Okay, next little gadget that he found that he insists is necessary is this thing, Airfly. And what happens is you can basically, it's like a Bluetooth headphone connector to the airplane port. So you know how nowadays so many people just use Bluetooth headphones. They don't have an actual cord. So what you can do is plug this in to the airport seat or audio thing, and then just have your headphones connect to this so that you're not tied with the cord to the screen, but you can just enjoy your Bluetooth headphones. I was like, seems not that necessary, but he seems to be very excited about it. So that's his thing. Like I said, we're gonna be there for an extended amount of time, which means we're gonna end up doing laundry a few times. So this is something that he purchased that he's really excited about. And it's basically soap in solid form, and it looks like this. Whoa, it smells so good. But you just throw this into the wash with your clothes. And it's detergent. So this is like nice and compact so that we don't have to buy like liquid detergent and like lug it around across our different Airbnbs. And this is just like very light and easy to take around, and it's good at cleaning our clothes. So we use this in Europe. I think we also use this in New York. But yeah, He's a big fan of this. And on the note of laundry, there's so many gadgets. Okay. This is actually the last one of his list. Guess what this little guy is? This is a laundry line. So many places, like Europe, I mean, just across the world, and South Korea is no different. They don't use dryers. A lot of units have washers. I think a lot of apartments that people live in nowadays do come with a washer and a dryer, but majority of places just have a washer and then you hang dry your clothes. So you open this up, there's basically all this line, I don't know what to call this, string, rope, something in here, and it has all these things where you can figure out a way to tie it across two things so that you hang your clothes. We've also used this in multiple cities, and it has come very handy for when we wash our clothes and we need to hang dry, because sometimes you just can't find things to hang your clothes on. It's a great idea, and it's literally been so useful. I'm so thankful for him, but it's just funny because it's stuff I would never think about. The last big one I want to talk about, this is for all my people who either have a low immune system, like they're headache prone, they have really crappy periods, just etc., okay? Look at this cute pill case that my friend got me. It's from Korea. It says 건강하자, which means let's be healthy. So cute. And I don't actually use it like a pill case, like a daily reminder thing. I use it just as a travel case. This has a bunch of different stuff in here, so I'll explain to you what pills I like to take when I travel. And it has helped. It's helped immensely. Okay, so this is the first one, and this one I feel like really helps for those with sensitive stomachs. Like if you just have a sensitive stomach whenever you travel, like your bowel movements aren't great. I don't know, TMI. Anyway, probiotic, and I feel like taking this beforehand, like a week before you travel, one a day, it really gets your gut extra healthy, and then just continuing to do that on your trip really helps. I don't know, I feel like it helps fight the bacteria. So if you ever eat something that your stomach isn't used to, there's a chance that probiotic is helpful. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea if this has any science backing, but I really just feel like it helps my stomach get ready for travel. I don't have the most sensitive stomach, but there's times where if it doesn't like something, oh, my stomach will let me know. This is an obvious one because we're traveling overseas to a different time zone, but melatonin. So if you're gonna need some sleep support to adjust to the time zone, or maybe you just aren't a good sleeper and you need to be well rested to do your travels, melatonin is key, and this is the one I like. We're also taking our multivitamins. Okay, and this is for any immunocompromised or just someone who gets sick really easily. I have elderberry pills and extra vitamin C, just in case if you're feeling like a cold coming, or I don't know, something. I just start downing elderberry and vitamin C. That's also something my friend Christy, that's so funny. My friend Christy also got me this. Anyway, and I feel like it's helped. So would recommend. Now, also on the topic of weak immune system people, if you get cold sores, I get cold sores, and I get them when I'm tired, when my body's just not in the right condition. I have lysine in here because lysine helps me immensely. The next one is allergy medicine. I can be pretty allergy prone. My husband has a lot of allergies, so we are going to Korea in the spring where it's allergy season, and we don't want to be sneezing and sniffling and itchy all day. So I don't think I have any allergy medicine in here, but he's packed those. So and this one's for the ladies. So if you're not a lady, you can fast forward. But if you are UTI prone, which, you know what, I feel like I haven't gotten one in a really, really long time, so I'm very happy about that. But there was a season where like I got it once a year or something. It was scary and it was painful. Cranberry pills, so I have those as well. Foolproof, baby!
You can't get to me, bacteria and viruses.
Yeah, and those are the interesting things that I'm bringing for South Korea. These are all going to come in very handy and very critical to a smooth sailing, seamless trip. I want to touch on two things that I'm not bringing. The first one, I am so I'm so sad about because I hate wet hair and I hate showering. I hate blow drying my hair. And the Dyson hairdryer has saved me so much. It's so fast, it's so efficient. I just feel like my hair is healthier, but I can't take the Dyson hairdryer, and I'm really, really bummed about that because of the voltage difference. Like, yes, even if you have this adapter that can plug your Dyson in, there's a chance that your hair curling iron, your blow dryer, whatever, if it's from a different country, it'll blow out. And so I'm just not gonna risk it. I think there's a chance where there's ways to avoid that, but I'm just not gonna risk it. That's an expensive hairdryer and I'm really sad. I know, first world problems. Another thing I'm not gonna be really stringent about is skincare. Granted, I'm gonna take all my essentials of skincare, but because I'm going to South Korea, I mean, it is the capital of so many good skincare products, and I do wanna try some things. I'm not gonna pack like a whole ton of extra or giant bottles of skincare because I'm going for an extended amount of time. If I run out of something, I'm just gonna go to Olive Young and do some shopping. Oh, I wanted to talk about the apps I'm downloading. So I'm really excited. Let's actually get packing with all of these things. Do you want to see my strategy? So this is technically packed. I feel like this is almost everything. There's just a few things missing. But I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm packing this suitcase into this big check-in one because we're probably gonna do some shopping and bring back food and things. Anyway, so yeah, putting the carry-on into here. I'm basically taking an empty check-in. I'm gonna be making a lot of fun videos in Korea, so stay tuned and I'll see you in Korea. Made it to Incheon. It was a 14-hour flight. I'm tired, but we're here. I'm so excited. I have a lot of fun videos coming for you guys in the coming weeks, and yeah, a little delirious and jet lagged. But yeah, thanks for watching this video and stay tuned for more videos from me from South Korea.